we're going to go ahead and jump straight into Game 2 on MLG Metalopolis. Of course, that means you cannot spawn close by ground. And we have pretty much seen, I think, these players always spawn cross-map, if I think that correctly.
The only time that they spawned close was in those air positions in their first Metalopolis game, where we did see the 4 racks play, and ooh, we may see it again. In the left position as the yellow Terran is Dignitas Select, and down south is the blue Zerg LiquidTeam Sheth.
So looking at this game, Select we've seen do somewhat of a different style. I mean, the last time we played this, he was trying to emulate what Slayers was doing at MLG Anaheim. Do you think he's going to go for something like that, or is there something else that Select could try?
You know, interestingly, a lot of times people will look at map formations and think about the fastest way to exploit it. They won't say this out loud that that's what they're trying to do, but that's kind of how your brain ends up looking at it. You think close air positions and go, oh, well, wait, maybe if I got Mutalisks up really quickly, or if I dropped him fast in these close positions, or hey, 2 barracks can be very aggressive early on. But the bigger threat is in the mid-game, thinking for mid-game strategies. Select can say, well, if I just do an ordinary Marine tank push after opening Hellion, then the Zerg player has almost no time to react to it, and that is a very strong push in long distances, let alone in these extremely close spots we find ourselves in on Metalopolis.
Now, last game on Shattered Temple, Sheth got the latest pull that I have ever seen in a TVZ, right at 18 supply. And he didn't really mention anything in the pregame that he meant to do that or didn't mean to do that. So we're going to be seeing another 15 hatch here out of the Zerg player, which is pretty standard. In the meantime, over at Select's base, he is actually doing the same exact thing here to open up with. And not too much deviation, Sean, that we've seen from either players all day long.
Yeah, both players clearly have a very practiced style that they do not want to deviate from. We even said beforehand that Select is not the sort of player to whip out a variety of strategies. He's generally much more focused and practiced. You know, there's an interesting story about Select from Dawn of War that, you know, we heard yesterday, that Select would rarely ever post on forums. He wouldn't chat with the other members or the top members of the community. He didn't do a lot of public interviews in general. He would just show up to Dawn of War tournaments and win. And all the top ladder players would get together and say, all right, we're going to practice these strats and we're going to beat Select this time. And every tournament, Select would just come out, show up, and win. Somewhat similar in Starcraft 2. He does stream on occasion, but is a very quiet practicer. And ooh, it looks like there is going to be a little bit of bunker pressure from Select as that first Marine trundles forward.
And this is something that we saw from Select on the previous game. He tries to get his Marine in that little corner pocket. It looks like he does get it in there, so only 1 drone. Ooh, 2 drones being able to attack it. There he goes, now getting into that money spot. He does pick off 1. Trying to get a second, and he does before falling. The SCV will be taken out there, but here comes yet another Marine. 2 lanes in production, as well as 2 queens. The other SCV is not in sight, so this lone Marine is going to have to fall back, Sean. And
it looks like he's trying to do a little stutter step micro. He's just going to give up and just say, well, if you're going to kill me, you're going to kill me. And he turns around, takes the damage, and explodes into a bunch of icky pieces on the pavement. In the meantime, we do see Select going for the very common Hellion build, but hilariously enough, these 2 Zerglings can actually park at the bottom of the ramp and run in and block that factory from landing. There's no Marines here to repel them.
However, it looks like Sheth is going to utilize those 2 wings to take out, or take down these Zelnaga towers. I guess control is probably the best word to use there, because you can't take them down, you can't take them out either. You see a spine crawler going down at the natural. That, of course, will do very well against those Hellions, as he has, in fact, seen them with the Ling run-up at the ramp.
And there's the Hellions popping out right now. 2 more will likely pop out immediately thereafter. No, not at all. It looks like he is instantly going to go standard, and I like this play, JP. This is Select saying he is going to go for mid-game standard. He is going to push with Marines, Marauders, likely going to be going for the fast drop, as we do not see any reactor there. Great play, worked out nicely in the long positions on Shattered Temple. Will work out great in these close positions here on Metalopolis.
And once again, I find myself saying here on the second map of this series, if Select can win this, he will win, of course, first place here at the Blizzard Bnet Invitational for North America. The Hellions are getting handful of kills, but he might have
Oh,
overcommitted. He does take out the Ling, but the Queen is getting very, very close to hidden once again.
Uh-oh.
And one of them goes down.
He's trying to get another kill if he can. If we go to the unit's kill tab, we see it was only 4 workers. So overall, pretty even exchange, except that bunker rush did give a lot of early losses to Select. We see the bunkers planted at the front. 14 Lings in production. The very fast starport for Select loves this opening.
Yeah, this is actually very identical to what we saw last game. However, with that last game, he still had 2 Hellions out on the map. This time, however, he will only have Marines if he does go for that double medevac drop. Orbital Command has landed at the natural, and here comes a big push with a bunch of speedlings coming out for Sheth.
Wow, this is very unlike Sheth to try to go for this sort of bust at the start of the game, but it could definitely work. Select needs to respond quickly and lift up that one. No, he lifts up the wrong one. Oh, that's actually not his supply depot. He couldn't do it if he wanted to. Select now trying to repair at the front, but Sheth doing a big surprise attack, exploiting the largest vulnerability of these fast medevac plays. The fact that there is no amount of units that can hold off this early aggression. And again, Sheth is looking to be in a good position to take a win.
Well, I can finally say that the map maker has tricked the casters, because we both thought if he lifts that up, he'll be just fine.
If he lifts the neutral supply depot that the computer owns, he'll be in good position.
Now, he has been denying the natural for quite some time now. Select's going to try once again, but uh-oh. The Econ Baneling is looking like what is about to occur here as the command center does land. The mule's actually being dropped through. That was scary. Into the main. These Banelings are going to be able to make quick work of these depots, and there is not too much in the main base. There is a drop going down in the main base of Sheth, though, with only 6 Marines. Here come the Banelings, Sean.
Uh-oh, the Banelings are walking up the ramp, and it's not even lifted. Oh, no, they just waltzed directly in. Sheth does not miss detonate, and it looks like the drop in the main gets cleaned up, and it looks like we are going into the final match of the grand final. And there's building Zerglings, following up with Banelings. The forces of good have triumphed the forces of complete and total neutrality. And we are tied 1-1.
Slick really doesn't go for evil or good. He's just kind of like, what's up, son?
Yeah, the force of shrugging.
Yeah.
Select, I think, is going to be very, very rattled to have had that happen. Because, I mean, the bunker rush worked out decently.
Yeah.
The follow-up with Hellions, maybe a little bit of a mistake to suicide those Hellions in. But in those close positions, it's not the biggest deal if they get lost.
Right.
And then preparing for his drop play, and suddenly 30 Zerglings walk into his base. That is a big surprise. I don't think anyone would expect that to happen if they're going for that drop play. You even saw how risky Select played it off with absolutely no Marines defending the front of his base on Shattered Temple.
Yep. So we're going to be going into Game 3, the game that will decide the winner of this tournament. A total of 6 games here. We could not ask for a better final in terms of viewability. We're going to be waiting for Select, though. Not
Select's
sure.
actually watching the replay. He wants to make certain
I
that he
would
can
too.
actually...
I mean, he was a little bit... I think everyone was surprised when he couldn't lift the computer's depot up.